Baby, time and time again, Cristyl has shown us how slimy she really is. And to be quite honest, I don't like it. But let's talk about it. Okay, so it is time to continue on with the drama of the show, and we pick up this episode with Robin and Quiana continuing their conversation about what happened between them when Quiana asked Robin for help when she was trying to start her own brokerage and wanted Robin to hold on to her client list of 26 people. And to be honest, I am so ready for the situation between the two of them to be over so everyone can just move on. So during the conversation, Robin told Quiana that she was charging Quiana $500 flat for the 26 clients and was so confused on why Quiana was mad if she was only charging her $500, knowing that Quiana had it. Robin even made a little joke like, why she's mad about $500 and she's always so drippy. Basically saying that Quiana walk around like she got it, so she shouldn't be complaining about $500. But Quiana said that she recalls Robin trying to charge her $500 for each client, meaning it would have been $13,000. And I don't care how drippy a person may look to someone on the outside, baby, that's a lot of money, okay? But after Robin brought up what she was charging Quiana, and Quiana brought up what Robin actually told her what she was going to charge, it was concluded that the entire situation was a miscommunication on both of their parts. This was technically a business situation, and if they wanted it to happen, then someone should have gotten it in writing. Mainly Quiana, because she was the one reaching out, and I understand the two of them was cordial enough to discuss the conversation verbally over the phone, but clearly that is where the mishap happened. So if it was through text and email, the confusion of what the asking price was wouldn't have happened at all, point blank period. But all in all, they got over it and decided to move on from it. Granted, Robin been moved on from it because sis didn't even know that she had a problem with Quiana, okay? And although they were moving on from it, Quiana is still standing 10 toes down on Robin telling her $500 per client. But it's over and squashed, so I don't want to hear about it ever again. Point blank period, I don't want to hear it. Y'all squash it, it's over. So after everything was discussed and the both of them got closure, they made a pact that, you know, if they ever need anything from each other, they provide clarity. That way they don't end up with any type of hostility towards each other. Granted, the pact was mainly for Quiana and her hostility towards Robin, but of course it should work both ways, right? I don't know about y'all, but after the first episode, Robin has been my girl. I can accept the fact that she is a little crazy and wild because she admits to it, so it's not a shocker or surprise, and she don't act all high and mighty. And if we really think about it, all the scenes we have seen Robin popping off has been when she's felt ambushed or attacked by a friend, Cristyl. But other than that, Robin has shown us a lovable and relatable side of her. So right now she is winning me over. But I'm hoping that, you know, it's not a facade. I also wonder what's Robin's birth sign because she gives me Gemini with her bipolar, you know, ways or whatever, you know. But moving on, we jump back into the conversation of Tiana and her maybe soon to be or not client, Michael, who wants her to sell his condo. Now in the last episode, Tiana told Michael she could sell his condo for $1.5 million. And baby, Michael didn't like that number at all, okay? Because he bought the home for $1.2 million, and on top of that, I think he said he put like $300,000 into renovations. I kid you not, I gasped when he said that. Like I said in my last recap, the place is nice and lovely, but baby, it's just too small. And plus, nobody told him to go put in all that money in that little old condo. Granted, he's a designer, so of course it was just, you know, in his soul to do so. But now he wants $2.5 million for it, so he has a good return on his investment, which is understandable because sure, I want all my money back and then some as well. But because the value he wants is more than what the actual building holds, Tiana doesn't think it would sell as of now for the price that he wants. Even after she told this man it is a, you know, seller's market. I guess it isn't really a seller's market for Michael. So Tiana feels like he should hold off on selling right now and wait a year or two to sell because the market of the building he is in will go up. So when he sell it then he'll get the asking price for the condo. I was happy to see this scene with Tiana and Michael because I learned so much as far as knowing what to look for when you are trying to sell a home or a condo you own. Because many times people would jump up and be ready to sell after they have put so much money into renovating a home, but they haven't thought about everything that comes with putting it on a market at the wrong time. Or it honestly can be the right time, it's just not the right time for your home. So moving on in the show, we get to a scene where Quiana, Cristyl, and Kira is having a cute, quick little lunch together, and they are discussing a situation they all have with Robin. So Cristyl goes to let the ladies know that she was really going through it after the altercation of her and Robin and was still processing everything. But what really threw me was when she told Kira that she was still processing a situation that Kira and Robin had. And I'm just over here like, Cristyl, please. You are deflecting big time, because why are you trying to process Robin and Kira problems when you have your own problems with Robin? Girl, please. Who you fooling? So when Cristyl said that, Kira had to say her whole spiel on how she felt like she came to Robin in a mature and calming tone. But I may be lost and confused and bamboozled because, baby, Kira, darling, that is not the energy you put out. Kira really said out her mouth that she felt like Robin should have handled herself better because she is older than her. Now here we go with the entire, age situation. Kira bringing up how old Robin is was the reason the two of them was going tit for tat in the last episode. And here we are again with Kira bringing up how old this lady is. Like, Kira, girl, let it go and do better. Because it doesn't matter who is older or younger, both of y'all are grown and both of you should have handled the situation and your attitudes way better than y'all did. Especially when the topic of conversation was about Instagram, just so childish and dated. And to this day, I will be mind blown at the fact that it is Cristyl and Kira having this conversation, knowing that in the beginning of the show, Kira was saying that she had the biggest problem with Cristyl. So the fact that her negative energy got flipped on Robin is just so mind blowing to me. But anyways, after Kira said her little spiel, Cristyl said that she hasn't spoken to Robin after the dinner. And all I can think about is Cristyl telling her therapist that she wants space with Robin. So I assume that is why her and Robin hasn't spoken. So now that she is bringing up the fact that her and Robin hasn't spoken, it's confusing to me. And in all honesty, I don't think Cristyl wants to talk to Robin. I just think she wants an apology for Robin. And rightfully so, she should. I may not like Cristyl ways, but I will say that Robin was wrong for putting her hands on Cristyl. And if there was any contacting between the two of them, it should be Robin letting Cristyl know she was sorry for putting her hands on her. Now, anything other than that, child, bye Cristyl. So after Cristyl said she hasn't spoken to Robin, Quiana told them that her and Robin spoke and they are moving on from the problems they had. Thank God. And baby, when Cristyl heard that, she instantly felt some type of way. Even though in her confession, she said that she didn't, feel no way. But come on, Cristyl. We all know the vibes. So Cristyl proceeds to say that she doesn't understand why the one word she would never repeat again in life bothered Robin so bad. So she was basically saying that she don't know why Robin got upset at her calling her trigger. And honestly, I am so over this topic because Cristyl claims to be Robin's best friend, yet she wants to act clueless on why Robin was upset with being called trigger. It's so annoying, and what was even more annoying was the fact that Quiana and Kira was making it like a running joke. I just think it's so odd that in this one scene, Cristyl called Robin her best friend like a million times. Yet during the entire sit down with the lady, she never took accountability for her actions. Nor did she defend Robin when she had an opportunity to. It's giving follower Cristyl. Because one thing about it, me and my best friend can have a fight or argument, but when it comes to outsiders, I am always going to defend her because at the end of the day, I know that whatever argument we had, we'll settle and we'll squash. But another person won't get the privilege to talk down on her. Nah, we ain't having it. But then again, Cristyl literally went to lunch with girls just so they can talk about her so-called best friend. So that there told me everything I needed to know. So moving on, Quiana told the ladies that she also spoke with Tiffani and told them how Tiffani felt like Cristyl should have done better with removing Robin out of that situation, especially since she keeps saying they are best friends. So Cristyl should have been able to control the situation better. Well, baby, When Cristyl heard that, she got so pressed and told Quiana that Tiffani needs to stay out of it because she doesn't know her or she doesn't know Robin. But Cristyl, girl, so what? Tiffani doesn't need to know you or Robin personally to have an opinion on the altercation between you two that went down literally in front of her. So please save it. And I don't understand how Cristyl still feels like she did all she could do at that time. I just think Cristyl is delusional and a hypocrite because in her therapy session, she told her therapist she probably could have handled the situation better. But now that she's with Kira and Quiana, she is saying that, you know, she did all she could, all she could have done. Make up your mind, Cristyl, please. But moving on in the show, we get to see Robin in action again with one of her clients. So the first time we seen Robin, she was very professional with the client that we seen her sell a condo to. Now, of course, a little of her flamboyant personality came out, but she still was professional and got the job done. But now we see her engaging with another client, and baby, I don't know what's going on. So Robin has this client named Carlos who she calls a friend. But her and Carlos are having issues right now because Robin said that Carlos gave another agent a listing of his that was originally Robin's. So apparently, him and Robin were supposed to meet up and talk about what he did with giving away one of his listings to another agent. And Robin tried to convince him on giving her that listing back because she knew selling it was going to bring in a lot of money. And beyond that, I just think she felt that it was hers to sell because that specific condo was the condo she sold to him. So there's a little history factor that plays into that as well. But baby, when she showed up to Carlos' place, that man was gone on the island somewhere handling business and not in Atlanta, girl. So Robin called him up and the conversation between the two of them was very, very tense. To the point, like, I forgot that was even her client. They were both cursing each other out and Robin was telling him he needs to fire the new agent girl. But he was like, well, we have a contract and if it doesn't sell within the 6 months, then he'll go back to Robin. And Robin said, no, you can end your contract with her right now. And Carlos said, I have a little thing called ethics, so basically I'm not going to do that. And Robin thought that was hilarious since he didn't have any type of ethics when he booted her from the listing. So it was just a huge mess, okay? But all in all, that man wasn't paying Robin any attention and didn't plan on giving her that listing back. Period. Even in the conversation they were having, he told Robin that she needs to work on her temper. And him saying that was also his way of saying her temper was the reason why he went with someone else to sell his condo. But damn, if they were friends like Robin said, he could have at least told her he was going to work with someone else. But instead, Robin found out on Zillow out of all places because the new agent girl he was using must have used a video that Robin made. The audacity, okay? But after their little banter, I am so confused on if they are clients or friends because it is very wild how they were talking to each other. But hey, if they like it, I love it. So during a little later in the episode, Carlos is finally back in town. So him and Robin are having a face-to-face sit-down about this whole listing situation. And as soon as they started talking, Carlos told Robin that the condo got sold literally the night before their meeting for $2.5 million cash up front. And baby, Robin was furious. It was written all over her face because at that moment she knew that she fumbled the bag by not having that listing. And Carlos knew she was a little pissed, so he calmed her down by just, bigging her up and telling her how amazing and important she is. But he said that she needs to work on taking shit, whatever that's supposed to mean. So in her confessional, Robin said she has been in the business for 17 years and she has been taking a lot of bull crap. So what he is telling her is old news. But now that Robin knows the condo has been sold, it wasn't much for her to harm on. So with that being said, they switched the conversation to Robin bringing him an idea on the selling Atlanta idea and getting with all the best relatives. And I am assuming this was the same pitch she was trying to make to the ladies the night of the dinner before everything blew up. And before Robin could even finish, Carlos cut her off and immediately told her that she was talking BS because he knows Robin and knows she doesn't work well with others. And that right there, it said a lot. As much as I have grown to love Robin, it seems like Robin is not the type of businesswoman that will work well with others. And in a way, I think she knows it, because in her confessional, she said that the ladies think they have to be, you know, friends to work together. And that is where Robin is confused, because I don't think they believe they all have to be friends, but they do know there has to be a level of respect and a level of understanding when working with others. And that right there is what Robin doesn't have, because she is used to working solo, which is fine if that's how you thrive, Robin. Touche to you. But I don't think she needs to put out there that everyone wants to be friends to do business, but there is some sort of closeness and relatableness that goes with doing business with other people, period. So after Carlos called her out, he told her that moving forward, she can have all his listings and some new properties he's working on. And that right there told me that Robin is truly good at what she does. It's just the working with others is, you know, where she just need to draw the line. But who knows? Maybe in the next season, she will be working with other people and prove everybody wrong. Maybe. So moving on in the show, we finally see Tiffani this episode, and she is with Tiana, and the two of them are working out and spending time with each other. Now, I must say how much I love Tiffani. Her and Quiana are my top girls, and it's crazy because I like them for very different reasons. Like, I love the way Quiana carries herself, and she just gives off the essence of a woman that got her SHIT together, and it's all about her business, just an, you know, overall bad bitch. Whereas Tiffani comes off so real and relatable, she just makes you want, you know, to get a hug from her, because, you know, it actually means something, you know? But anyways, Tiffani is talking to Tiana about the grand opening of her new law office and how she can't wait for people to see the space, and how she wants all positive energy and good vibes. As she should, because she will be inviting clients and family, friends, other agents, and more. So with that being said, Cristyl was not invited, because Tiffani didn't know what type of time Cristyl would be on, and she didn't want no bad vibes at all point with people, like she said from the beginning. But I personally think Tiffani didn't want Cristyl at the event, because Cristyl is so sneaky, like a snake, and she's the type that would go to that lady event and try to steal her agents and clients for herself. And Tiffani did not want to be bothered with that, which I totally understand, because Tiffani already said how one time Cristyl asked her if she can take over her list of agents, which was very weird and random. And that situation was over the phone. So I can only imagine the type of moves Cristyl would put if she was face to face with some of the agents Tiffani actually worked with. Knowing Cristyl, she'll be trying to put them to the side, sweet talk them into seeing if they want to work with her and leave Tiffani. Just nasty. So once it was discussed that Cristyl wasn't invited, but Robin was, they moved on with their conversation. And this is where Tiana started to open up to Tiffani and tell her about, you know, her family trauma and her upbringing. And I must say, seeing Tiana cry and open up to Tiffani just backed up my thoughts I have on Tiffani and why she is one of my favorites, because there is something about her energy that makes you want to open up to her and talk to her, because she will understand your emotions. And that just probably comes from her going, you know, doing a lot of therapy sessions for her own mental health. And honestly, I am glad Tiana opened up, because for me, she is the one person on the show, along with Kira, that is not memorable. And don't get me wrong, because I do like her, but she hasn't given much on the show that makes me remember her. Other than that one time she went at it with Cristyl about how Cristyl didn't handle the situation with Robin well, which I totally loved and respected. But other than that, Tiana tends to fade in the background. Okay, so towards the end of this episode, things start to get really messy because Cristyl is involved, of course. So Cristyl decides to invite Kira to her office, and Kira tells us in her confession that it was odd because she has never been to Crystyl's office before, but she was willing to see what Cristyl wanted to talk about. And baby, Cristyl was fine dining Kira at her office, okay? Like she was her man. And off real, we know that Cristyl is bringing Kira to her office to see if she wants to leave her current closing attorney, who happens to be Tiffani, and start working with Cristyl as a closing attorney. We know this because Cristyl said it in her confession. And of course, she tried to make it sound all professional like, but girl, bye. You was being nasty trying to steal a client from Tiffani because clearly you have a history of trying to do so. And Kira was just, you know, easy access for you to gain, you know, to get first. But anyways, before she brings the idea up to Kira, the two of them are talking and getting to know each other, and Cristyl brought up Kira's relationship, and Kira said, well, we aren't together anymore. Because basically they grew apart. And Cristyl said, yeah, we need to stop making excuses for other people's personalities or whatnot. And all I could think about was, Cristyl, you are the person with the worst attitude and has the nerve to say people need to stop making excuses for their personalities. She kills me. She really do. So once they got past that conversation, Cristyl jumps down Kira's neck and asks her if she would like to start closing with her law firm. Basically saying that Kira is, you know, a top producer in Atlanta and her numbers are amazing, so she can split her workload between Tiffany's law firm and her law firm. And Kira was taken aback because, one, she felt like Cristyl was coming off very strong. And two, point blank period, Cristyl knows that Tiffany was her go-to lawyer. And they all in the same, whether they friends or not, y'all in the same, you know, circle, group of friends. So you knew that was wrong. All I know is, it sounds like Cristyl agents must be down in numbers because baby girl keep going after other people's agents. And for some reason, she keeps going after Tiffany's business. Because in the beginning of this season, she said that her and Tiffany are like, you know, the only two black closing attorneys in Atlanta. Now, we don't know if that's actually true or not, but that's what came out of Crystyl's mouth. And if it is true, why she keep going for people Tiffany works with? Like, girl, leave Tiffany people alone, dang. Speaking of Tiffany, we get into the grand opening of her law office, and Kira tell her and the other ladies that Cristyl was, you know, whining, dining her, and, you know, trying to get her business. And Tiffany, of course, didn't like that because her and Kira have been working together since Kira first started. And beyond that, Cristyl had a key role in inviting all the ladies to the dinner to talk about the collaboration with Robin. So for her to try and steal Kira away was a clear indication that they were only competitors, period. But you know what? This isn't really a surprise because Cristyl never wanted to collab with Tiffany anyways, and always said that her and Tiffany did the same type of job so they would clash. But really, they could have worked together. It's just Cristyl wanted to steal that lady business. That's why she didn't want to work with her. And I think that's the real tea. But baby, as much as I want to continue going in on how sneaky Cristyl is, I have to get on Kira because she is really starting to get on my nerves. Which is so sad because I really like her. But she is still a little, you know, immature, and it's something she has to work on. So while all the ladies were off to the side talking about the situation with Cristyl, Robin came in and asked them all to take a photo, and Kira was acting so childish, saying that she didn't want to take a photo with the group mainly because it was Robin asking. Now, even though I feel like that is so petty of her because Kira's animosity towards Robin comes from being unfollowed on social media, I must say, when I really sat and thought about it, I realized, hell, I may be like Kira in that type of situation only because, girl, if you unfollow me off of Instagram, don't come trying to be friendly, asking me to take pictures with you that you probably will put on Instagram, right? So no, I don't want to come off as fake, so I'm not going to take a picture with you. And that's probably what Kira was thinking too. So I give her some type of leeway with that because I understand. And on top of that, Robin and her haven't cleared or spoken about them going at each other's throat either, so that also plays a factor. Now what I will say is, if you was going to play the petty role and not take a picture with the girls, Kira, you should have played it all the way through and said no to Robin when she asked you to, you know, just take a picture of everybody else then. But instead, you said yeah and decided to take terrible photos of them girls, just being immature, when you should have just said no. Now that is what I didn't like, because Kira is upset with Robin right now. But I am sure if her and Robin have a solo sit down similar to how all the other ladies have been doing, her and Robin will squash their problems. So to be an angry Kira is not a good look. Now moving on in the show, Robin and Quiana decided to have a talk, and during the talk, Quiana brought up how her, Robin, and Tiffany are all Libras. And I said to myself, that makes so much sense why I like them three the most, because I am a Libra and I see a little bit of me in all of them as far as how they react to certain situations. And I love that because I felt that. even though I thought Robin was a Gemini. But I felt it, you know? But anywho, Robin asked Quiana if she has spoken to Cristyl because she said that she reached out to Cristyl through text the night that, you know, they had that big falling out and Cristyl never responded to her. And I just find that so funny because when Cristyl went to lunch with Quiana and Kira, she said that she hadn't spoken to Robin and all this time she had me thinking it was because she was waiting for Robin to reach out to her to apologize, which again, I can get with. But see, this is why I never root for Cristyl because she be out here just lying. Because Robin did reach out to her. Cristyl was just in a mood to not speak with Robin because she was angry, so she was ignoring that lady. And if that's the case, that's fine. But you sat there and lied and then had the nerves to be pressed about Robin talking to Quiana. She is sick in the head. Even though she be acting like she not pressed, she really be pressed. Cristyl clearly loves to leave out key details to make herself look like a victim. And it's getting so old already, and it's only episode 4. So of course, Robin did her whole spiel to Quiana on why she doesn't really have friend girls and get along with women. But see, the thing is, Quiana can be cordial with Robin, but in all honesty, I don't think she cares for her because she has already put up this negative picture of Robin that she would never get out her head. But you know what? Robin be shooting herself in the foot sometimes, trying to be so real and open because she goes to tell Quiana that Cristyl only became her friend because she believed Cristyl wanted to make sure she didn't sleep with her boyfriend. Robin, what? Girl, some things you just don't say. And that's one of them. Especially about someone who's supposed to be your best friend. Girl, what is going on here? So Quiana said that is a red flag, which it totally is because Robin, you just don't say that, girl. Especially to another woman who, by the way, you just finished watching your beef with. And on top of that, Quiana is closer to Cristyl than she is Robin. So, I don't know what Robin was thinking. I honestly don't think she was thinking at all, if we're being honest. Robin also went on to say that she likes Cristyl and how Cristyl is such a good person and can get things done. But Cristyl isn't a loyal friend because she's a, sorority girl that loves to be in big friend groups. So she doesn't know how to handle a friend like Robin that is, different and fragile. Now that I can understand because Cristyl does come off as the type of girl that wants to get along with everyone and be buddy-buddy, or at least be closer with people she feels like is more popular out the group. And Robin isn't the popular one. She is the outsider and the loner. And when it comes down to it, Robin isn't the one that Cristyl will defend because she wants to be a part of the bigger pack. And Robin is the total opposite of that. So Quiana asked Robin, has she thought about how Cristyl may feel after basically being physically attacked by Robin? And Robin said no, because she doesn't think the way Cristyl thinks, and that she will have to talk to her and let her know. Like, Cristyl will have to talk to her and let her know. And I'm like, see, Robin, you are making me go back to not liking your ways because you are coming off naive, and I am not here for it. Robin is too old to act like she doesn't know what she did to Cristyl was wrong. Yes, we get that you felt attacked, but to put your hands on her like a child is just not okay. And whether Cristyl told you how she felt or not, it was wrong, Robin, period. And this is why I say both of them were wrong and both of them need to take accountability for their actions. But it seems like they both are trying to play victim and neither one of them are. Neither one of them are victims. So after they were done having the conversation about Cristyl, Robin thought it was a good idea to talk to Kira because of the tension her and Kira are having. And that is something we will see next episode, but my God, this was so much to take in this week. But I can't lie, it gets better and better each episode. But once again, I have to say, where are the properties? Where are the homes, etc., Other than us seeing a little bit of Tiffany's office and seeing Michael's condo and Kira's client Alex's home, who, by the way, is living good, okay? The man home looks so nice. Whew. I just wish they could have, did a more detailed dive into the home because those little clips they were showing was just not cutting it. And like I keep saying, this is a real estate show. It's time for them to expand on the real estate. They ran through Alex's home so quick, I forgot that scene even happened. My God. But at this point, I feel like they aren't going to really dive into the real estate. how we want them to, because I can tell the showrunners and producers main goal was to focus more on the drama so they, you know, can make sure that the audience like us stick around for more seasons to come, which I can understand. But after this season, we need to see more real estate. Point blank period. I don't want to hear nothing else. And that's just it. But with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of this episode, and you already know what to do. Like this video, comment your thoughts below on the show, and last but certainly not least, subscribe and join the Queen, baby. Bye.